The stars and the rock formation and the land holds the story of my heart. And to take people there and to offer that to them as a space for whatever they are needing, I do believe that the land and environment gifts it to them in the way in which they need it most. I'm Julie Robinson, the founder of Inventure. I was raised in Johannesburg. When I was younger, I actually wanted to be a horticulturist. That came from my grandmother, who played a major role in my love for nature and gardens and building tree houses. Those experiences took me to a deep desire to be outside, actually. So I've struggled with illness, and it started most predominantly in my teenage years, so around the age of like 15, 16. And they didn't really know what was wrong. I did absolutely everything to get better. And my folks were, especially my mother, were incredible at that time around trying anything to get this vibrant, very active, very sporty individual back to health. And I did recover after that and continued and went to varsity and did my master's in industrial psychology. A lot of the skill I have today was from working in that space, and it was focused a lot on leadership and team development, problem solving and solutioning. I love that. I love the team environment. I love the work we did for clients. I think at the time I didn't realize in some ways how much energy it took for me to operate in that very fast paced consulting lifestyle. Then I had this illness returned again in my early 30s. I really started struggling with my breathing, actually, was the first indicator. I was training for a particular race I had entered, and then it just was as though my body just said no. That was the catalyst for Inventure, because when you are ill and your body just says no more, you are stuck in this space here. You cannot exit out of this person. And I guess in a very simple way to say it is that it becomes an inner adventure, something that you almost start to discover and explore. And so everything that you would associate with an adventure. So, if you went out into the mountains or you went exploring or traveling or backpacking, there's an aspect of it that is unknown and that is risky and that is exciting and that you like, what's going to happen? I don't know what I'm going to find. The philosophy of Inventure plays a strong role in that personal invention space, involving creative practice or working with clay or sitting in the garden at the sanctuary and painting, going for a walk in the wilds, walking alongside someone or sitting on a park bench and looking out and having a conversation, or just being still and quiet or breathing in nature or coming for a breathwork session to allow for whatever the body is holding to be released. And so the intention of that aspect is to work with people in the way in which they've arrived, not to force anything, not to achieve anything, but to actually just almost just hold that and see what emerges. It's not about convincing people with this is what you're going to get. I don't know what you're going to get when we're out there, but I trust deeply that what it is that you need is already there for you, and all you need to do is arrive.